Hey everyone, good morning. Welcome to the live stream. I am in work here, got that computer set up, making sure everything's right. JC, hope you are feeling well. Absolutely prayers for you. Hope everything is good and hope you don't have anything else going on. Fred and Lisa, good morning. Peanut is doing well, to be expected. The same. She is in her softcast now, a couple weeks in the softcast. And then we'll see what happens after that. But for now, she's doing as good as she can be. She was crazy yesterday. I had to really calm her down yesterday. Everybody said, feel better, JC. Absolutely, please feel better. Yes, check up on things, guys. Don't ignore things. Life is short. It's too important. Katie Myers, good morning. Hope you're having a wonderful Sunday. Robin, hello. Good morning. Leslie Trent, how are you doing today? Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful weekend. Sana, good morning. Hope you're doing well. Basebally, hello. Welcome to the live stream. Joe said, weekly check-in, how's Peanut? Like I said, Peanut doing pretty well. She was really crazy yesterday trying to chase things. I had to carry her halfway home because she's nuts. But she's not doing too bad. Hopefully we just keep getting better. So it's a good thing. Katie said, praying for healthy recovery for you, JC. Absolutely. Good morning, Felicia. How are you doing? Hope you're doing well. I have everybody's T-shirts that I've won in the past. Finally got them all ready. They're all packed and ready to go. I still have a couple more I have to pack up. But we got T-shirts in here for Felicia. That's why I saw that. We got them in here for Melinda, for Ashley, for Alex. Fred and Lisa, I need to know what size T-shirts you want. Let me know. Send me an email. Let me know. Eric Maxey, good morning. Hope you are doing well. Hope you had a great weekend. Nicole, hope you are doing well. Tim McNeil, how are you? Hope you're having a great 4th of July weekend as well. Hope everybody's doing well. It was a beautiful weekend here. Little spicy hot out today. Yesterday was a little hot as well. So hopefully it will be nice. It's going to be really hot today. So once I'm done this, I have to get home. I have to get home before the traffic gets crazy because I live on the Philly side and everybody's coming back from being down the shore. So that's going to be wild. Hopefully I get home before that nonsense kicks in around 12 o'clock today. Tony C., good morning. Hope you are doing well. Let's get into some cruise news today. First bit of cruise news. Carnival has some new rules, and it's a little dicey here with Carnival. I don't know exactly what's going on here. I get the spirit of the rules. Seems a little touchy here. Carnival is taking decisive action to redefine the passenger experience. This is especially on very specific cruises, like if you're going to the Panama Canal or like certain I guess what they're deeming more higher end cruises. Yeah, it's a little dicey. So they're trying to curb disruptive behavior. I'm all for that. These are pretty interesting rules they're putting into place. So here are the rules. They're expanding its zero tolerance policy on marijuana use. Sure. Okay. Keep saying that. Carnival is now banning the playing of hip hop and rap music. That seems a little dicey. And the use of Bluetooth speakers, all for that. No dancing in public areas. Not sure what that means. So if they're saying no dancing in the hallways or the dining rooms, stuff like that, okay. But people dance in the public areas like the pool deck. What are we talking about? It says the decisions reflect cruise line's attempt to manage the behavior of passengers and to create a more comfortable and family-friendly environment. Look, you shouldn't be playing loud music anywhere. It shouldn't be a specific type of music, which seems directed. So interesting rules to say the least. But I'm all for, getting the people's behavior under control. Absolutely. Let's do that for sure. And it's going to have to start happening on Royal and some of the other cruise lines as well. It just is. It's just something they have to get better at, all the cruise lines. They have to stop being afraid of ruffling a few feathers because it ruins the enjoyment for everybody else. That being said, it's a little hard to, dial back things once you let the cat out of the bag, so to speak. Next up, the mayor of Nice confronts a cruise ship. This is pretty crazy. He had a confrontation with crew. Nice has restricted the size of cruise ships, and the mayor, his name's Christian Estrosi, is president of the metropolitan area as well. Voyager of the Seas basically ignored it. It was too late, really, to make a change, so they just docked and anchored off the coast there. Obviously, they didn't. Actually, there's no dock, so they just anchored off the coast. So the police and the TV crew came. He delivered a letter letting the ship know it was in violation. Limits cruise ships to 65 calls per year in there, so a little more than one a day, and only one ship per day, obviously. So I don't know how they would be able to do 65 for the weekly. Okay. So it's a limit of 2,500 passengers anchoring in the bay. Only smaller ships with no more than 450 passengers are permitted to dock in the port of Nice. Voyager crew denied the mayor boarding, insisting it was a scheduled and approved visit. They said they weren't breaking any rules. The mayor said, "Get out of here. You're not allowed to be here." There's still 14 more scheduled calls by ships that will violate it. They were saying that they were allowed. CLIA has criticized the mayor, saying that it was deeply regrettable. He is undermining the efforts of the cruise industry to build cooperative relationships. They don't respond well to threats. The mayor said, "I will not give up." This is crazy. I don't know why. Again, I'm going to go back to if you don't want me there, I don't want to be there. If you don't want tourism in your city, state, whatever it is, or you want to, it's all good. I just won't come. It's fine. JC said, for Carnival, interesting rules. Now, will they enforce them? No. I'm sure they keep saying they will. But they won't. I don't know. Look, I don't know what's really in Carnival's brain. I can't think for Carnival. Some of those rules seems a little racist. Just saying. But the thing with the behavior is, look, no matter what cruise line you go on, lately on the big lines. So, like specifically Royals, which I was on recently, and Carnival being the most family-ish lines where there's a ton of people and diverse groups of people. The behavior's been really bad on those. I talked about it on Icon. We saw a ton of bad behavior. I think all of this is easily stopped. It's easily stopped. Just stop allowing people to do the things that they're not supposed to do. You don't have to put a rule in to not allow rap music, which seems really wild. It should be any loud music. It should be no Bluetooth speakers. I'm all for it. No walkie-talkies, right? No, obscene things going on. Just basic rules, basic common courtesy rules. If you enforce those, behavior would get a lot better. That's it. People talked about it before with Carnivals keeping the bars and nightclubs open until 3, 4 in the morning. People are going to get drunk. Things are going to happen, right? That's what happens. If you go on NCL, try going to a nightclub or a bar on NCL after midnight. There's nothing going on. It's really, really quiet. There are some parties. There's fun things, but you have to reinforce things. Bob, good morning. Back on Symphony with Sandy and Amanda in 2 weeks. That's crazy. You guys are going back on there again. Can't wait to get back on. I can't wait for you guys to get back on as well. I hope you have a great time. I can't wait to get back on a cruise. I don't know when it's going to be, but I can't wait. I do have a cruise booked August 22nd, and I'm supposed to go on a short trip with Judy in the beginning of August, so that'll be a good test if Peanut's okay to stay overnight somewhere and make sure she's healthy and not in any danger, and then we'll see what happens in August. Nelly said, good morning. I wonder if the dancing in public areas based on all social media posts of groups of people dancing and doing flips in the halls. Apparently the people take up the elevator areas and such as well. Yeah. Look, people are nuts. Yeah, that's crazy. First of all, you shouldn't be doing anything in the halls. That's one of my biggest things is when you're on a cruise, I think what some people don't realize, and again, this is if you're going to have a lot of new cruisers, you have to kind of teach people the right way. I think what people don't realize is when you're on a cruise, people sleep all day, all night, right? So you have people that stay up late, that sleep in till maybe 12 o'clock. Can't imagine. That's what people do. And then you have people that go to bed early. You have people that go to bed a little bit later. You have people that take naps during the day. Not that you should have to be quiet in the halls or anything during the day. I get it. Because it's, just common, you should feel comfortable to enjoy time with your family. But you should never be loud or disruptive in the hallways. And especially late at night, it's really disruptive. You should not be dancing or running in the hallways, those type of things. And again, easily enforced. Most cruise lines choose not to enforce these things. And there's not enough probably people to enforce them because it's gotten too far out of control. So you need to pull back, show force, and then teach people the right way. Baseball always said if the call is scheduled and approved, the ship will call, just ban ships starting from fall of 27. Yeah, I mean, there's a better way to do this than going and yelling at them with the TV crew. I mean, obviously it's for PR. He's doing it. LFC Ottawa said the mayor needs to learn the division of powers in France. It's up to the federal government to determine who enters the country, not a city council. Yeah, maybe I wish it was that way here for Bar Harbor. We NCL people all have the drink package and are ready to sleep by 11. Amen. I'm with you. JC said, MSC has good fares and a diverse set of passengers and don't seem to have as many problems. We saw nothing on ours a couple months ago. Yeah, look, on most of my MSC cruise, that's the most diverse group of people you're going to see anywhere on MSC, in my opinion. You're going to get a ton of people from all around the world, even from here, right? Tons of people from all around the world, especially out of Florida. But look, they have problems too. All the cruise lines have this happen. All the main cruise lines, even NCL, even MSC, they all have issues. It's just a matter of making sure. And MSC is probably the best one at just not putting up with stuff. They will tell you no. It's just a different level of service. It's not quite as bend over backwards service as Americans are used to. So I appreciate that. People are crazy. Baseball, he said, no, that happened on my cruise 2 weeks ago. Memorabilia, see? Crazy. Yeah, I agree. You shouldn't have to tell people not to flip, do backflips in the halls or scream in the elevators. Agreed, right? But when you get people maybe that have never been on vacation before, in the specific case of Carnival and now Royal, you're having people, this is their entry to cruising or their entry maybe to vacations at all, where this is the first time and they've never been anywhere, they've never done anything. It's not so much you have to teach them how to act. You have to let them know what you're not going to tolerate. Because the more you tolerate, as we see, the more it gets out of control. And I don't believe it's a specific, with Carnival, you see all the things online with people being like, oh, it's, this group of people. And now they're banning hip hop music and that just feeds into it, right? It's not. Yes, there are, if you go on some of the Carnival ships, there is a larger contingency of African-American people. It's not. It's just that's who's on those ships. It doesn't matter on Royal Caribbean or any of the other ships or even Jubilee or any of the other. It's a lot of the ships where you see that African-American clientele are some of the older Carnival ships. And that's their entry point into cruising. But if you go on Jubilee or you go on any of the new MSC or Royal ships, it's the same behaviors. It's different people. It's people from all over the spectrum. There are crappy people in whatever demographic that you're in. So it's teaching them that this is not the way this works and we're not going to tolerate it. And the fact that they're doing the rap music thing is really weird to me. It should be all music. It's silly. Like those things are just silly. Scott Larf, hi from Jacksonville, Florida. Hello, Scott. How are you? Hope you're having a wonderful, wonderful day. Next bit of cruise news. Legend of the Seas had its Aquadome installed this week, which is awesome. That means it's getting closer to it being completely built. Legend comes out next year. Star is out this year. Just ships are piling out there for people to behave poorly on. Next up, Anthem of the Seas celebrates 10 years in service. I like Anthem. I don't love that class of ships. Not my favorite. I feel like that class, the Quantum class of ships, and even the Quantum Plus class, I feel like they get a little crowded and bottlenecked in certain areas. I don't know what Royal was thinking when they designed those ships. I know they just wanted to do something different and new and kind of mix it up a little bit after the Oasis class there. And there are things that I really like about that class of ships. I like the Seaplex. I love, obviously, the newer ones with Odyssey and Ovation, where you're going to have the playmakers, which they're eventually going to do with all of them. Playmakers in the Seaplex area there, which I think is awesome. I love that the Seaplex area is inside, so you have way more internal space. You also have more interior pools, so covered pools that are climate controlled, which I think is really nice as well. So those ships do well in Alaska, obviously. There are just some bottlenecks. They didn't go through with the whole like promenade area. You have the Esplanade and then the Via in the back, and that Via area is never really too crowded. But that Esplanade area is very crowded, where Sorrento's is, where the pub is, and they have all the shops out there, and I feel like it just bottlenecks there. So not my favorite ships, but I've been on Anthem a few times. I enjoy the ship. I also don't like the shows in 270. Love that place. I love the kind of arena there. I love how it's set up. I just don't at all enjoy the shows that are in there. They're not my favorite. Next up, I just want to let everybody know, we sent out an email about this NCL deal. This is a really good deal. So if anybody's looking to book a cruise in the next couple days on NCL, a calmer, quieter cruise line, they're all the same. NCL has a great deal going on from now until the 8th. So here is the deal. If you didn't see the email come out, it's a really good deal. This is on Caribbean sailing. So to get all of the benefits, there are separate benefits here. There's top benefits and then bottom benefits. To get all of them, it just has to be a Caribbean cruise. Can't be on Pride of America. Can't be on Aqua or Luna. So any other ships that are going to the Caribbean from July 3rd to July 8th, any new bookings, 7-day sailings, balcony and above, you are going to get, and you can do a cruise first certificate. Basically, you put up 150, they match that. So basically, you get a free $150 there, which obviously you're going to take off your cruise. And you are going to get an extra night of specialty dining, 3 bottles of wine, chocolate truffles, 16 bottles of water, and free prepaid gratuities. If you're in a room with 4 people with prepaid gratuities, it's $560. That's a huge deal. And then another 150 off, and then those extra things. It's a really good deal. It just has to be a Caribbean cruise. So if you pick any Caribbean cruise there and you want to book it, let us know. We're happy to help. My email's up there on the screen. We had a couple people book it already. I know a couple of our internal people are looking to book as well. You have 2 days left. Next up, Holland America is setting up a really interesting cruise in 2026. 2026 is the 250th anniversary of the United States of America. And obviously we're going to have the new cruise port here in Philly, which is awesome. Tons of great historical things to see here. They are doing a round trip from Boston, which is going to be America's celebration of Stars and Stripes on the Zuiderdam. It is going to be going to Canada really quickly. Then it's going to do an overnight in New York City, Norfolk, Virginia, with access to Colonial Williamsburg, and then back up to Boston for the end of the cruise. So it's really cool. You get to see a little bit of the continental United States on a cruise, which is really interesting that you don't get to do without doing like one of the American Cruise Line ones, which are very, very expensive, and they're a river cruise. So we talked about it earlier this week. We did a video. Carnival has brought back Coca-Cola, gotten rid of the old Pepsi, and are now back on the Coke bandwagon, which is really fun. We did a fun little video of whether you like Coke or Pepsi better. I am actually drinking Coke Zero right now. Another French city, Cannes, is restricting cruise ships in 2026. Obviously, this comes right after the Nice one. They approved stringent restrictions. You cannot have more than 3,000 passengers on a cruise ship. Only smaller ships under 150 meters can directly dock at the dock. And then its jurisdiction extends only 300 meters from the coastline. So they can't really control what happens past there, but they will not let larger cruise ships with 3,000 more into the dock area. And this is going to be limited to one vessel per day. It's really going to restrict about 50% of the cruise tourism that they have gotten. So that's lots of these cities are really kind of restricting cruise travel now as well. Jocelyn said, I've heard rumors of my 2027 Prima out of New Orleans being canceled. I'm a bit disappointed, but more anxious to book a replacement. I'm still awaiting the official email. I have not heard that yet, but I can look into that. Let me see if I see anything pop up when I go in there about it. Technically, if that happens, they shut off booking for us. Jocelyn, what's the date on your Prima cruise? If you could let me know in the chat. Actually, yeah, you might be right. Let me know what your date is. Nelly said, it's funny that Carnival brought Coke back and so many people forgot about the rewards debacle. Business 101. Yeah, look, if you're having a really bad PR week, you just throw something out there. You start throwing things at the wall. They had the rewards, then they had the poop cruise. Then everybody said, oh, they're rolling back they're going to make changes. They're not going to make changes on that rewards program. I guarantee you that thing's going to move forward. Maybe they'll grandfather people in a little bit longer, but they are going to move forward with that. That thing was done. For them to say like, oh, no, it's not done. We're just good, like compiling information. Nope. They are not going to make changes there. Baseball, he said exactly, trying to shift public attention away. Yeah. So, yes, Jocelyn, February, we cannot book anything for Prima in 2027. It is blocked out. So it is still business as usual at the end of 2026. So the December 27th of 2026 sailing is still going, but sold out. That is sold out. It looks like the last one available for booking is the 8th of November. So it looks like Hope said it's the Prima and Getaway ships fall of 2026. Yeah, I don't know what that means. I don't know if they're maybe going into dry dock. I don't know. We'll see. Scott said, I'm platinum, switched to MSC. Yeah, look, I mean, the thing with Carnival is the rewards program. I heard a lot of people talk about switching to MSC, which is awesome. MSC is great. I hope everybody comes over to MSC. It's going to be amazing. The problem is if you're looking for great benefits, MSC doesn't have great benefits. And here's the thing with MSC. All these people are like, I'm going to switch over to MSC. I'm status matching at MSC. That's great. You still have to renew your MSC one every 3 years. And MSC does it based on dollars too. So you get a certain amount of points based on whatever experience that you book, whether it's Bella, Fantastica, Aria, or Yacht Club. And then you get more points based on what you spend on board. So it's going to be very similar to the Carnival program. And then you have to make sure you take a cruise every 3 years or you lose your status. So, and I don't think they let you status match again. I think you would have to build up them. I'm not 100% sure on that. But yeah, it's a no-win situation. I'm sure Royals frothing over this, waiting to make this change, because this sounds like something Royal would do, because they're in the same boat. So we shall see. Nelly said, NCL doing you like Princess did to Majestic, Princess, and Galveston. Yeah, this happens all the time, right? They'll change up things and cancel you and move you somewhere else. I hate that they do that, but it does happen a lot. JC said, I'm sure Carnival's done the math, and even if they lose X percentage of loyal customers, they're fine with that. They are. Look, the one thing I will say about Carnival is that a lot of people on Carnival are addicted to the casino program, right? So if you go on, I've been on the last 5 Carnival cruises I've been on have been like massive casino cruises. And the casinos are packed on Carnival, way more than Royal or anywhere else. And these are the people that are going to benefit from this program. The people that spend a ton of money in the casino, they will keep their loyalty. That's what Carnival wants. If they get all the other people to spend more money, it evens it out for them. So Nelly said, especially with new cruisers spending money on packages, spa, casino. Yeah, exactly. Jocelyn said, I wonder, Breakaway's apparently being canceled. They're probably just being either moved or they're going into dry dock. It wouldn't surprise me if Breakaway was going into dry dock. I think it's been a while for Breakaway for dry dock. It would probably make sense if Prima was going into dry dock for a short period of time as well, and maybe just move somewhere else, because you figure Prima's 2022, so 2027 would be 5 years. That would make sense. I'm going to look and see what's up here for New Orleans. Nothing yet for New Orleans. Just double checking here. Yeah, nothing scheduled for New Orleans in 2027 at all right now. So they're probably just switching things around a little bit. We'll see what happens there. But something will definitely be in New Orleans, I'm sure. That's a big market for NCL. No, he said that's why Oasis Class doing 3 and 4 nights. They make money on those people doing 3, 4 nights. Yeah, they make way more money. Way more money on 3 and 4 day cruises, because you're getting all those people that get on, that do all those things in a shorter period of time. They charge more money for those cruises. It's crazy. Crazy. Baseball, he said, Jocelyn, I heard about the fleet redeployment this week. There you go. It's funny that we don't get like notified of those things. It's so funny. But it's wild. You think they would send it out to travel agents, but they don't. I don't get anything. And even when I log into their system, it should say like these ships are moving, but it doesn't. Whatever. Nelly said, Royal is sending Mariner to New Orleans for Cayman and Jamaica. That's a nice one. That's a fun one. I like Mariner too. Mariner's a really nice ship. They did a nice job on the upgrades for Mariner. It's a very, very nice one. Couple more cruise news stories. Crystal is building 2 new ships. Crystal's a little more of a fancy schmancy brand. They have secured financing for these 2 ships. They're going to be 61,000 gross tons, 650 guests on each of these. They are expected to be delivered in 2028 and 2030. It's really good for Crystal. Their brand is growing. I've heard nothing but good things about them. So there you go. Last bit of cruise news is the Mexico cruise tax is now in effect. I don't like this one either. It starts now with $5. I did a whole video on this too. The thing that I don't like about it is it's going from $5 to $21 over the next 3 years, right? That's fine. Whatever. They have to do what they have to do. All good. The thing I don't love about it is I figured for the people that had already booked, the cruise lines would just absorb it. And what I found out is that Royal Caribbean is not absorbing it. It will be charged to your CPAS card on the cruises that are now until the time of wherever they get to the point where they started charging for it in the cruises. So I don't love that. I think that's fairly rude to make people pay for that after they've already paid for the cruise and they were not aware of this, and you should eat that cost. They won't, though. But what are you going to do? You can't, I mean, Royal's not going to change their mind on it, and they're not going to lose money on it. So they're just going to pass it along to you on your CPAS card, which I hate. Baseball, he said, what's your favorite part of World America? Just booked it for April. I love World America. It's a great ship. I love the lanai section of the back. So there's this like awesome coffee shop there. You have Paxos, which is the Mediterranean restaurant there. You have the sports bar in the back, and it's outside enough, right? You still are covered a little bit, but then as you get back to the lanai, you're outside. It's just a beautiful area. I love that. I love the promenade too, but I love that lanai section back there where the dry slide is and everything. It is awesome. I hope you love World America. It is so nice. Such a beautiful ship. And there's like great views of the ocean from everywhere. Even if you're walking down the hallway towards the back of the ship, in your hallway, there are windows. Instead of like having walls at the back, there are big windows so you can see out. It's really, really nice. But I love that whole back of the ship, and where like the solarium is on the pool deck. It's incredible. Yes, Royal Caribbean is charging it to your account. That's what they're doing. You'll see it on your CPAS card. The next year, the 5+. Yeah, so next year and all those, it's not going to be a big deal because that's going to be added. If you booked after May of this year, it will be added to your cruise fare, and you won't have to worry about it. But for everybody else, if you booked, like say if you booked 2026 and 2024, that $15 or $10, whatever it's going to be next year, will be taken out of your account and will show up on your CPAS card. I don't love that at all. It's terrible. Not my favorite thing, but it is what it is. That is our cruise news for today. Hope everybody has a wonderful rest of the day. Sunday, Wednesday, we'll be live at 7 p.m. Eastern time. We are going to be doing finishing our bracket from the Sweet 16 down of the cruise amenities. The following week, we will have a guest on the live stream. That will be Adrian from the UK, from the Cruise and Travel Guy. He's going to be on, and we're booking a bunch of guests now, which is really fun. We'll have some of our cruise account managers on from different cruise lines. Everyone, enjoy the rest, whatever's left of your 4th of July Independence Day weekend, and I'll see everybody this week. Thanks, everyone. Have a great day. Bye.